Before you start shopping for a house, you really want to make sure you know the difference between a pre-qualification and a pre-approval. Hi, I'm Ryan Shields with Century21Westman.com, and I'm joined today by Chris Turcott of Centum Mortgage Choice, and we're going to talk about the difference between the two. How are you today, Chris?
Good. Yourself?
I'm good, thanks. So, I'm starting to work with more buyers now that spring is here. What is the big difference? I know a lot of people say, oh, I'm pre-qualified, or some are come and say I'm pre-approved. What's the big difference, and why is one more important than the other?
So glad you're bringing this up, because I think we've both probably seen this kind of blow up at right when it matters, right? And it all comes down to a pre-qualification is nothing more than sitting down with your banker, whether it be your credit union or your bank, and they're literally saying, okay, you make this much, and from what you're only telling me, I'm not verifying, your bills are this much. Yeah, that looks like it should work.
Yeah.
So go out and buy a house. The biggest issue is nothing is verified. So when you come in for an actual pre-approval, we actually submit all your documents. We're going to ask for your pay stubs. We're going to verify your employment. We're going to verify your down payment. And we're actually going to confirm all your debts by pulling a credit bureau. So there's really no question once you get that approval.
So obviously, once you get a pre-approval, you're in a lot better situation to make your offer. Not only is it you're pretty much guaranteed you know where your financing sits, but also you can have a shorter financing period, so it makes your offer a little bit stronger too. Is that not correct?
You know what? You're absolutely right. And the reason for that is, and we see it happen too often when people will go to lenders to get pre-qualified, is you'll get that offer to purchase, you're so excited, banks haven't looked at your credit, what if they pull your credit suddenly and something's wrong? Yeah. So just that simple fact alone, that once you know we've already reviewed your credit, the bank's already familiar, you're absolutely right, it's just a formality at that point. You're putting in the offer, you're getting that quick turnaround time, which benefits you, benefits us, and most importantly, benefits the client.
Yeah, absolutely. Now, we're starting to see more and more websites in that having check what you can afford, and that's just a pre-qualification, is it not? Is that just kind of a rough idea? That's not a full virtual pre-approval, right?
Exactly, right? It's just that. It's laying all the numbers out and seeing how they look. You'd be surprised how many times people forget they have a credit card they forgot about, maybe a loan payment they forgot about. So there's nothing better than laying it all out, pulling a credit bureau with a professional, and making sure the numbers are actually what they are.
Yeah, so it's not a terrible idea when you're starting to think of, hey, I might be wanting to buy a house shortly, to go on a website, do the pre-qualification just to get a rough idea. But when you get really serious, it's time to go get a pre-approval, correct?
Yeah. You want to make sure you can even afford the house you're thinking about.
Yeah.
So yeah, there is definitely some benefit to those calculators. If once you use it and you think, you know what, yeah, I can afford that, do yourself the due diligence, go see a professional, and let's make sure you can actually buy the home that you're interested in.
Absolutely. So yeah, absolutely. When you're starting to just kind of toss around the idea, definitely get a pre-qualification so you have a better idea. But once you really decide it's time to seriously start shopping, highly recommend going to get that pre-approval. So not only do you know what you're looking for, you also know exactly where you're going to be qualified and can make a really strong offer. If you have any other questions about the differences between pre-approvals and pre-qualifications, or financing questions for that matter, feel free to give Chris a call at Centum. If you have questions on the real estate market, feel free to give me a call, Ryan Shields at Century21Westman.com.